lifestyle's been freezing cold like the diamonds in they chain, no lab-grown stones. Jimmy boy, you been baller, sit on the throne. Ain't never sold shit, clone, get your ass on. That bullshit is for the rodeo, it don't belong. Blowing on that donut beat pack from the biggest bone. From K-Town to H-Town, they hold it down. Internationally respected, you see the crowns. Dust Brothers and Theme Kings, we all hustlers. Been ballin' like Jimmy Boy was feeding customers. Cold as ice, the block coming cop from us. Realest podcast in the world that can't fuck with us. This lifestyle we live, man, it's cold as ice. We took a chance to fall, now we set the price. This lifestyle we live, man, it's cold as ice. We took a chance to ball, now we setting the price. Let's get it.
Yo, what up, y'all? Brand new episode of Cold as Ice, the freshest podcast. We on video now, y'all. You already know the deal. We coming to you live, straight from Los Angeles. I'm one of your co-hosts, Ben Baller, a.k.a. The Wash Lord, a.k.a. Back Nine Ben, here with my dog,
Mr. Jimmy the Gent, a.k.a. Mr. Jimmy Boy, the hustler choice. Y'all know, man, out the H, but we here in Hollywood Hills, live together, episode 9. We doing it what it do, man. Y'all see both of us, and we look pretty as hell.
I don't know about pretty as hell, but yeah, man, it's nice. No more H-Town to K-Town, we here. Shout out to the Dust Brothers, you already know. They produced this show. That's Miles Davis, Jordan Winter.
Yes, sir.
Illegal Cartel on the theme song. Guys, we're in person. We got interviews coming. We got a lot going on, man. Let's get right into it. What's good, Doc?
Man, bro, you see my face a little burnt. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's a little red. But it's red because we was out in that field all day, man. And I ain't gonna lie, Ben, I want to just congratulate you, bro, like on some real shit. Like, you know, usually I can't even travel on the weekdays because I got the kids. But, you know, Vanna was going to watch the boys. And I had a feeling just to come and just support you. But to see, bro, how you put this whole thing together, how smooth it was, how amazing, bro. Like, I think I'm about to start getting into golf, bro. You know what I mean?
Bro, you saw me hitting them balls today, bro.
Bro, y'all was thugging it, bro. Like, y'all was really getting to it.
Look, guys, I don't want to get too much into golf. That's not what the show is about. But as much as people think I might brag or boast, I really got to pat myself on the back, man. We have done 3 Wash Lord events. This is the second annual actual Wash Lord Invitational. The one in Oceanside is our scramble that we do. I'm going to keep it a buck. We had a packed house. We had a couple hundred people in there. We had no golf carts left. Shout out to Michelob Ultra. Shout out to Dave & Buster's. Shout out to TaylorMade. Shout out to Bettinardi. Shout out to Grayson. Shout out to Grazing Canes. Shout out to Trump Golf LA. By the way, Lily, I love you. Keith, I love you. Larry Glick, you are fucking amazing.
That course was amazing.
Course
literally.
was absolutely pure. A beautiful day. I should have gave you some sunblock, bro. Who am I forgetting? There were so many people that got involved. Shout out to Zushi. Shout out to everything. Shout out to the winners. Happened to be 4 Korean guys. It was a bit of a controversy situation. If you go to my Instagram stories, go to my reels, you'll see it went to a playoff. But more importantly, look, this event is for charity. So what I want to do is ideally give more access to kids who can't afford to play the greatest game in the world. Jimmy's about to start playing. You already know how deep I'm in it. And I'm not even 2 years in. But again, it was an absolutely successful event. Packed house, celebrities, influencers, regular people, subscribers. Nobody had a bad day.
Definitely.
It was insane.
It was crazy to see so many different people together for an event and to run so smoothly, and to everybody was just having fun, man. You see smiles on everybody's faces, man. So it was wonderful to even be there to witness it. It's wonderful to even meet everybody that I've met, you know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that participated, man. And I look forward to be playing in the next one that comes up.
Yeah. You know what? Real talk. We had Indians, Native Americans, people came from Canada. People came from Tennessee, D.C., North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas, all through Texas, San Antonio, Dallas, Austin, Houston. The CEO of Birkenstocks showed up, okay? We had Asians, white people, black people. It was just Mexicans, of course. It was just an unbelievable event. People came from 11 or 16 different states. Again, South America, we had people from all over the place. Man, I just feel so blessed, man. I really cannot wait for next year. Golf has changed my life. You already know, man. You know what the people want to hear, bro. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, bro. I'm actually sick and fucking tired about this Drake versus Kendrick battle, but we got to get into it, right? What was Drake's latest one? Heart of the Six?
The Heart 6. The Heart Part 6.
And then Kendrick's last one was...
Not Like Us.
Nah, it was...
They Not Like Us.
Yeah, it was Not Like Us, huh?
The Mustard one, the one that produced my Mustard.
And then right before that, there was Family Matters and then Meet the Grams.
Mm-hmm.
Give me your thoughts, bro.
You know, when Family Matters came out, bro, I was like, fuck. I even posted it. I was like, yo, fire. But Kendrick literally not even an hour later just dropped back, bam.
It was like 30 minutes later.
Mm-hmm. I think it was Meet the Grams. Then he backdoored it with Not Like Us. You know what I mean? They Not Like Us, and he was killing it. You know what I'm saying? And not even I'm not even gonna lie. Like the They Not Like Us, like that was definitely a killer. Not because I'm listening to like the beat, delivery. I'm paying attention to all that. You know what I mean? And overall, it was just really killer. I loved how he was just doing this thing on that. And then, but when Drake dropped the Heart thing, it's like pretty much saying like, this is all false information that I fed you. You know what I mean? So, me, I'm from Houston. The battle rap is kind of different, than everywhere else. So for me, it's like, they're saying, oh, it's false information, so it's not valid, things like that, and that's cool. But the records were rocking, you know what I mean? But man, like right now, I think for me, technically, I feel like it's like a tie, especially with all the information that's not true. It's really more to see, what comes about from this.
Look, in no world that we live in, to me in my life, will the truth not matter.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is very important, right?
Definitely.
And both these motherfuckers just spitting bullshit. Now, again, I need to set the record straight. Of course, me and Drake are close friends or boys. But me and Kendrick are also friends. So you have to understand, when I think of what a non-biased opinion is, I think if your brother's doing wrong and you can call him out on the wrong or say something wasn't fresh, if something was flat out, not mid, whack, and you can't admit it because he's your brother, then you being biased. And that's just crazy. It's very hard, right? Because Drake is a close friend. I get it. Okay? But let's put something in the deeper perspective. Alchemist produced Meet the Grams. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Alchemist is a 35 plus year friend of mine. I have known Alchemist since I was 16 years old. All right? I've known Alchemist since he was like 12. Alan. Yes. All right. Shout out to my boy, DJ Mustard, who produced They Not Like Us. All right. This is a dear friend of mine. Me and Mustard had talked through the divorce because we had filed around the same time, still going through a little bullshit here and there. When you give a real unbiased opinion, that's what I respect more than anything. At a certain point, there were literally people on the internet saying, I don't even give a fuck about what if Kendrick said what he said wasn't true. And at that point, I couldn't listen to what they were saying anymore.
Yeah,
These are intelligent people. Two guys I know that are not necessarily in journalism. One guy's in entertainment. He has an Academy Award. He's written dope shit. Another guy who is a journalist in a certain way, has a show. He's dope. Very smart dudes. And they're trying to be non-biased, but one dude's definitely very biased. A lot of people hate Drake, and I get it. That's cool. I understand. It's easy to hate Drake, okay? I know a lot about this dude, but I do know also he doesn't have a fucking 11-year-old daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've known Drake since what, 07, 08?
Mm-hmm.
How many years is that, genius?
At least 15, 16 years.
Yeah, 17 years, okay?
Mm-hmm.
16 years legit, right?
Yeah.
Throughout the early times. So in the last 11 years, that brings me back to 2013, when this motherfucker, after he already sang at my wedding, after Drake done did London's first birthday party, all the other shit, when Pusha exposed that Adonis was out there, he never denied and never tried to. In fact, he subliminally talked about it. As far as an 11-year-old daughter, dog, and he said some shit. I'm so fucking famous, you don't think and it's true. Bro, I have been in Paris and seen people smashing. He is probably one of the most famous people in the world.
No,
Am I tripping or no?
Agree. No,
it's not about fame. If it was just a popularity contest, we already know. If it's about just lyricism and certain things, now Kendrick style, not really mine, but there's songs that I love that Kendrick's done.
Definitely.
Right?
Me too.
But what I'm saying is, it's not about that. But the fact that like even certain things on there, he was trolling. Even the picture, all the other shit, the Ozempic, all the other stuff, whatever. Now did Drake get a BBL? Doc, man, this is where I'm going to become biased. No, I doubt it. Now, did he get the fake abs done? I'm going to keep it a buck, bro. He might have. I'm going to keep it a buck. Because, he was a little chubby here and there. Might have. Okay, cool. Now, as far as the pedophile shit and everything, and people are like, oh, well, how come he only addressed this and he was talking about this and always denying people that, look, let me tell you something real quick. When someone is alleging that you are a pedophile, if you don't address it, you're fucked. And if you actually defend it and tell us, are you fucking crazy? You know how stupid you sound even crazier. So it's just a lose-lose situation. Now, the thing is, once that, I would be willing to bet large sums of cash. This is on a fucking video. You can always come back to it, that he doesn't have a daughter. Okay? That right there, bro, the truth is important to me. You know what I mean? Yes, you spin, it's genius here and there, whatever, but now you're trying to hurt somebody off false shit, right?
Yeah.
And now the whole thing with Dave Free, I've known Dave Free since 05. Maybe even earlier from Cocky Riders days when we were motorcycles. Dave used to be on motorcycles. He's a DJ. I've known Dave for a long time, okay? I've seen Dave change and do certain things. I don't know what the relationship now is. Allegedly, some other stuff. I'm cool with people from TDE. I'm cool with Top. I made Kendrick Grills. I'm cool with Schoolboy Q. I'm cool with SZA. The shit that Drake said about about Whitney and that she don't follow him here and there, that is a little weird. I'm going to keep it a buck. Nicolette, when we fought, whatever, even during the divorce and all that other stuff, I unfollowed everybody except her and the kids. I was trying to make everything work. At a certain point, yeah, it ain't cool. Let me ask you, if you was married right now with your high school sweetheart, that you've been together with this woman 15, whatever years, would it not be weird if she didn't follow you?
Definitely.
That's strange, right?
I definitely agree. Yeah, it'd definitely be strange.
Now, Dave Free being father of the kids, who fucking knows? The problem is nobody wants to fact check anymore. And when you got people I respect who are intelligent saying, you know what? I don't even care if what he said is true. That's peak what's wrong with the world today.
For sure.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like the fact checking with Trump or fact checking with Biden or fact checking with, Israel and fucking Palestine, whatever. Dog, the truth is important, bro.
Definitely. That's why, like, when I was listening to the diss, I listened to it as a record, and I heard those things, but like in my mind, it's not automatically. No, it's got to be fact checked. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. It's like you got to really take it to detail when it becomes that serious. So I agree with that.
See,
but we live in a world now, everybody just wants to be like, oh, you heard somebody say that? That means that's what it is. And they expect you to have to come out and explain yourself and all that. Nah, a motherfucker can explain whatever they want to explain, and they don't have to explain shit. That's one thing y'all got to understand in life. You know what I'm saying? One thing I always tell people is that in life, people can say whatever they want to say about you, bro, but they can never take away the work you put in. And you don't really lose until you try to feed in or even try to defend yourself when you know it's just a bunch of crock of bullshit too. So it's like, y'all need to understand in life, real life, anybody can say whatever, bro. Don't nobody got to really have to like defend themselves in what it is if they know what the truth is, bro. If there's nothing to show to prove that whatever allegations they got is even showing. And
that's why I respect when Nas had Ether and Jay has Super Ugly. The streets dealt with it. There was no social media back then. That shit was dealt with on the streets. And again, going back to the truth, like as soon as I heard Family Matters, I was like, oh shit. And then immediately Alchemist drops, Kendrick drops, Meet the Grams.
Yeah.
I hear it and I'm like, people are like, oh, what about the pedophile? What about this? What about that? No, fuck all that bullshit. Anybody who tries to deny that his gotcha moment was the 11-year-old daughter. That was the gotcha moment. Everything he said was flagrant and foul, but what I'm saying is his gotcha moment, it was, I'm exposing that you're hiding, you have another 11-year-old daughter, you're embarrassed. No, bro. Because that was your gotcha moment, and I knew right then and there that was cap, I couldn't listen to the song anymore. It fucked it up for me. And again, Alchemist, my boy, produced the beat. I wasn't mad at that sample and everything else, whatever. But now when Drake is out, he's making allegations, this is where the math don't add up. If you look at overall views, he had like 7-8 times the views that Family Matters had.
Mm-hmm.
No disrespect to Kendrick. He's been killing it. But when you go to Spotify, all the other places, as far as I'm concerned, can you buy Spotify views?
Spotify, yep. I think so.
You can buy downloads and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Drake allegedly said anything, and that's hard to look, that sounds like some hater shit, like, oh, you just jealous because he got more views. I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. Complex Magazine, people that don't like, whatever media, they did who won here and there. Drake won 2 out of the 3 ones in the polls. So like when you see the things and whatever, but on X, if you look at the numbers, Kendrick was definitely, catching steam. The thing is this, you got people who are so invested in lives of 2 people they don't know. I actually fucking know these people, and I'm keeping it down the middle. I think the most intelligent and best fucking reaction and assessment of this whole battle was Vince Staples, and that's my dog. Vince Staples said, yo, I don't like any of the songs, to be real. And if we talking about it, when I listen to No Vaseline, you have to understand the time and era that shit went down. When Q was leaving the band, he got fucked over. He was going 1 versus fucking 4, 1 versus 5. He shit on them. Everything he said was true. It was backed up. Motherfuckers knew it was real. You fact checked it. They brought in the movie. They brought it out. He was saying shit that was real. That's why it hit so hard. When Hit 'Em Up came out, it hit so hard. When fucking Jay-Z's talking about, man, I fucked your fucking baby mama, you know what I'm saying, in the baby seat in your car, boom. It was real shit. It was addressed. It was certain things. So now is Kendrick, by the time that, by the time that this show drops on Friday, will there be more? I'm sure there will be. I don't think it's over. But as far as I see it right now, look, I think it's even because there's both 2 dudes are saying shit that can't be fact checked. Now, I can't listen to the lyricist part of it because you're talking about fiction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that right there kind of bothers me.
And you know what else like bothers me about it too is that at the same time, it's like basically 20v1, like Drake says. But it's like, ain't none of them motherfuckers saying nothing right now. They just quiet as hell because they probably know they can't do nothing or shit without Kendrick. They all standing behind Kendrick like just hoping that he gonna do, because I don't think any of them other motherfuckers can even hang. You know what I'm saying? It's hilarious. You know what I mean? It just shows like everybody is like, they just want to see him lose. They don't care who wins, but as long as he takes a loss. So it's funny, man. It's funny watching that, like, all that extra dick riding, you know what I'm saying?
And they keep saying, oh, you're glazing this, you're glazing that, whatever, boom. You understand, people don't like Drake because he's so popular. At the end of the day, he'll survive this, and it's not an issue. You know what I mean?
Because he's winning. We live in a world now, people just hate a person if they see that he's winning. Like, y'all don't even know what he's going through. You don't know what really, if he really winning, whatever. You know,
I'm just saying,
it's just they just want to see him lose. Like, people watch Mayweather because they just want to see him lose. You know what I mean?
And that's another thing too. Like, we're talking about people just saying shit on the internet. People saying, Mayweather was stuck in Dubai, he can't leave, whatever. Boom, he's at a Clippers game chilling.
Exactly.
I talked to Mayweather the night that he landed. Talked to his security team before. They're like, nah, this shit's cap, blah, blah, whatever. He had a Clippers game, bro. Like, they clowning motherfuckers. Like, yo, bro, people don't have actual real journalists. When I remember when Biggie and Pac died, real journalists were out there trying to get a story. It took 7 years to gather up facts and put out a documentary and bring out things. And it's like people will just say shit. Now, anyone with a following could say something and they'll just regurgitate whatever they see. They'll retweet something here and there. It's all bullshit. And so fact check is important to me. I don't know, bro. The whole shit just kind of stinks a little bit. It is entertaining. It's good for hip hop because it brings conversations and shit. But realistically, Metro Boomin, they're pulling tweets out where he's like, oh, Drake, you the man, do this and that, whatever, boo, and his dick right in there. But then like now they hate him for whatever reason and expose it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people say, oh, there's no rules here and there again. Well, then dog, talk about some real.
I love seeing that shit. I seen them clips of like, all these dudes as hating on him in the interviews talking about, man, they changed his life or he was fucking with them before anybody fucked with them, all that. Like I love seeing that because it shows the card, man. It shows people for who they really are. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just the wild stuff, you know what I mean? But the longest, like the message from all these guys, and I feel like a lot of people that watch us and follow us are some real people that still have like, I don't want to say call old values or old laws that they follow, but it's just like principles and morals that just know clout is not the route.
Look, man, two totally different people. They both happen to rap. And I mean, two polar opposite personalities. Mm-hmm. Now, something I want to address, and I don't want to talk about this shit any motherfucking more, bro. Did you see that DJ Vlad tweet that he tweeted, man? Mm-hmm. For those you don't know, he said the mix on Meet the Grams, or Not Like Us, the mix on it, if you guys don't understand what the mix is, it's the sound, the overall sound, like Dre, for instance, Pharrell, they're very keen on mixes, making a mix sound really clean, so when you listen to it, it's really crystal clear. The treble and the highs aren't blazing hot and coming in too hot and fucking with your ears. The lows, everything, the frequencies, all really clean. Now, again, that's Vlad, and I don't even know Vlad's DJ. Of course, he has a very big platform, but I don't know what his DJ, history is. I have platinum plaques. I was a fucking nightclub DJ. I was a very big nightclub DJ. I was in the studio making music, working on music, sequencing music. So when he said it, that's all he said. Now, a black professor from Princeton said, stay out of black folks' business. You shouldn't even be in this. You got no opinion. Your opinion isn't valid. You're not black.
Yeah, you're white.
You're white.
Your opinion isn't valid.
Now, I'm going to say this. That was one of the most ignorant fucking things I ever heard in my entire life. If so many black people listen to K-pop, people, you may not think, so many different people listen to fucking Bad Bunny and reggaeton and whatever, okay?
I know some people that listen to reggaeton that don't even understand or speak Spanish.
Yeah.
And
Same
they're
with Korean.
hardcore fans, like they listen to it. Yeah, I went to the Gosh 7 concert one time, and bro, I think it was like 60% Latino people in there, you know what I mean, going crazy.
But it was 80% non-Asian.
Yeah, definitely.
And K-pop's so big, and it's like if a black person said something, I wouldn't sit there and be like, oh, well, you don't know shit about, culture. Stay out of this, you don't know anything about it. Now look, they might not know about Korean culture, but they like the music. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Right? Now, again, they could say hip hop is black music, right? That's also subjective because a lot of people argue that it was started by fucking Latins. Do you know what I'm saying? Before Kool Herc and whatever it may be and all that. We don't need to get into all that bullshit. Look, I was born and raised in hip hop, right? I have 21 platinum albums to back my credit up. I don't fuck with music anymore. But at the same time, I was a lover, still am a lover of hip hop and rap music. And I was there when it was taboo and it wasn't as popular as it is now. I feel like she was wrong with what she said, period. Now, I'm not defending Vlad. The way Vlad responded on some Karen shit, talking about I'm gonna get you fired and adding Princeton and saying, oh, you're gonna have your job's gonna get this and this and this. It was real bitch-like.
Yeah.
And this ain't some shit to clickbait, anything, whatever. But that's how I felt. I mean, other than that, it was just ignorant. And there are people out there, oh, you a culture vulture, Ben. You take from this and whatever. And they don't even do research. Regardless of whatever the background is, I'm a product of our environment. Sounds tiresome, whatever. I know a lot of black people have been oppressed and they're mad and whatever. Look, man, it is 2024. We're living in a different time. If all you want is black people to speak on hip hop, I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you. Hip hop won't survive because the audience is so fucking massive now that I would say most of Kanye, Drake, and a bunch of other people's fans, it could be fucking who is the most thugged out rapper? Gucci Mane, somebody, whatever. Trust me, they have a very large non-black audience. So it's just dumb. But for Vlad to say the shit that he did and threaten to get her fired or whatever else, but can you imagine if you are a fucking professor at a university, no matter what skin color you are, and to tell somebody and go in there just because you're Rodney Jerkins' fucking niece, who gives a fuck? And say you're not able to speak on this when technically he probably has more music knowledge than she does.
Exactly. I feel like if you put the two and you sit down and quiz both of them on hip hop, I'm sure he probably knows more than her.
It's just stupid, man. It's just stupid. Kind of continuing, and it just correlates with what we're talking about with the Drake and Kendrick shit. Lying on the internet. If I said I got in a fight in the alley and two dudes try to rob me, and then I said I ended up whooping their ass, or you said that, what you think people on the internet gonna say?
Cap. That's automatic first thing they're gonna do. Cap.
Okay.
Cap.
Now, ready for this? If I had said two dudes try to rob me, and man, you know what, dog? They got me. They got me for my chain. I got beat up. I got my ass whooped. What you think people gonna say?
You deserved it. That's the first thing they're gonna say.
They're gonna they believe it, right?
Oh yeah, they're gonna believe that before anything. Yeah.
So the thing with my problem is, why is it that a lie does travel faster and catches so much more steam than the truth does? I'm just curious, bro.
When you have a large following on social media, like a lot of the people, they only, like for me, I only post what I want you to see. I'm not posting you everything or whatever is going on. So to certain people or to people when they watch my Instagram, they might take however they want to take it. It's not even how I'm trying to post it. And so they're looking at like, oh, this person's living a good life. This person's got everything they want. You have no idea what I'm dealing with or going through, but you're looking at me as I'm just a winner. And so as soon as something negative, it's like you want to believe that because it's like he's been winning so much, something bad got to happen. I feel like that's what it is that we live in a world where it's like everybody feeds into the negativity. They believe something bad would happen before something good would.
But they want people's 15 minutes to end.
Mm-hmm.
Drake ain't running on 15 minutes. And I know I'm just saying for an example, people are going through things. Let me ask you something, Jimmy. How different are my close friends' stories compared to my regular stories? Don't go too specific, but just how different are they?
It's different. It's very different to me. It shows different. You know what I mean? It shows more detail.
Now, don't you think, for privacy reasons, I do what I do? People probably rather see the close friend shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I do it to protect things that are going on in my life. Now, if I was just about flexing, wouldn't I post those close friend stories to the public?
Definitely.
Now,
and
again, about how much of a father and how present I am and how much... Did you see the other day when I have to make 3 different dinners, 3 different breakfasts, 3 different lunches, and I have to cook them and stuff?
Yeah, remember I messaged you about that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, people don't realize that I really do want to keep my personal life separate.
And I'm gonna testify to that. And the reason why, because when I started with social media and Instagram like that, I used to post my kids a lot because it's what I was doing every day. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people, they'll only post that shit to just show it off and they're not even doing nothing. And it's crazy because the older I become, like now, I don't post as much of my family and my personal life just because I seen and have witnessed, firsthand what it can do and what it does. You know what I mean? Like I have people that know my phone number, know where I live, and know that for example, they'll know I'm in Houston. I just seen them 30 minutes ago, and I post that, oh, I'm in Cali because I sometimes I'll post that I'm there a day before I actually go, and they'll hit me like, Brand, bro, you in Cali already? And I'm like, are you serious? You just saw me like 30 minutes ago, bro. You know what I mean? And like, that's the crazy part is that even the people that's close to you is sitting there lost in translation. That's what I like to call, you know what I mean? They so used to watching social media and being absorbed by it that they believe that sometimes more than the real thing.
Yeah. Nah, man, I just really don't understand why the truth matters, man. I just really want you guys to understand that it does.
Y'all got to remember that and understand that's what really matters the most. It don't matter how they look at you. It doesn't matter how you're portrayed on social media or none of that, man, because I've had people try to throw rocks. I've had a whole damn city turn against me, but they miserable as hell, man, and I'm still getting to it because guess what? The truth is I'm a hustler. The truth is, I'm about to be 42 years old. So Instagram been out for what, 12 years? I've been doing my thing, getting my money, putting in work before then. So because of the work I put in, I'm going to keep getting to it. And I'm going to keep going to it because of my reputation and who I am, not who I am on social media.
Yeah, people say the stupidest shit sometimes. How they see something. How could you not see that something, again, do you remember when they said was it Taylor Swift, the dress? Is it white and gold or is it blue? You know what I'm saying? Remember that dress, the color?
Like, yeah.
Bro, the dress was white and gold, dog.
Exactly.
Like, it's just, there was that game, I don't know if you did it in camp or did it as a kid, and basically you're in a classroom, 30 kids, and then the teacher will whisper a word to you. Then you whisper it to your classmate. That classmate whispers to it, goes around the entire room. And let's say the word is water.
Mm-hmm.
What happens by the time it gets to the last person?
It'll be brick.
Why though, bro?
Because as it goes, so the way I learned it though, as a kid, is like you get in a circle of 10 people and you tell them a story, like one sentence, like, I went to California yesterday. And by the time it'll come back, it would be like, I haven't been to California, but I'm planning to go tomorrow. Because basically how a person's processing and hearing it, most of the time they're only gonna pick at what they remember or what they want to hear. Then they'll translate it their own way and it becomes something totally different.
You know what I want? You know what I want to do? I want to have a psychologist and a psychiatrist come on this show. And I want them to study the people's minds.
I would love that.
People's minds are fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay. Switching gears, man. I want to talk about knowing when to accept the L. Knowing when to really, truly, not even a white flag, but just know how to accept a loss. Because if you don't, it'll clear you out, right? And I think both of us have accepted a lot of loss. And I mean loss of life, loss of best friends, loss of money, loss of certain things.
Knowing
like at one point,
go,
Jimmy, I'm just curious, and I know you have no idea that I'm asking you this. This is just on the fly. When do you finally say, all right, dog, I'm going to chalk this L up and keep it pushing?
I'll give you an example, right? Remember when I moved out here in California in 2010, then I got locked up in 11. I came back here in 2012. I had set up a whole warehouse, man, like put out all this money. I was growing. And bro, we had this place so nice. It was called the Nursery. But one thing that I was new to, because I was growing weed in Houston, when you grow weed out there, we're doing it illegally. So we're under the radar all the time. But coming out here, it was legal. So, we thinking it's all good. We doing all this stuff. But what there was in Houston that they had here was there was crews of people that were going around looking for grow houses to break into. Yeah. So literally we had the place got broken into a week before harvest. And we had 2 rooms and it was ready to do every month. They came back 3 weeks later and hit us again. Now, me, like, just believing in the place, thinking I can do whatever. I'm like, you know what? Okay, cool. These guys know. Let's just shut it down. Maybe they think that we don't do it no more. Then we'll open back up. I have so much invested in it. I'm like, it's going to be all right. We'll just pay the monthly. We'll just, work it out and run it back up. We'll get it back. I kept that place for a whole nother year, bro. Wasting money on rent, all that stuff. Having the thought of like, no, I can't accept it. I'm in denial with myself. I'm in denial that there's no way I could be wrong about this. Ain't no way that I can't prove myself that I was right or I was wrong, that this wasn't going to work out. And it ended up costing me more money. You know what I'm saying? Then eventually I just had to let it go, you know what I mean? And accept my L. I feel like even at this age, it's harder, but you have to use your experiences that you've had in life to remind yourself, you know what I mean? And that's why, there are some losses I took recently that came back to remind me, like, bruh, stop holding on, man. Let that shit go. Because the sooner you let go, the sooner you can get back on your grind and make that shit back, man.
When you see a running back like Barry Sanders, right? He'll take an 11-yard loss, juke all 11 defenders, and get a touchdown or get positive yardage, right? to me, sometimes I think about it, I'm like, yo, all right, well, you know, you exhausted 90% of your energy to run back 11 yards and then to gain 3 yards. Sometimes you can make a touchdown, sometimes you don't, whatever, but it's like, was it worth it? Oh, well, it's still positive. Okay, cool, let's stay positive. Let's keep it that way. But in life, it's that's relative, right? I remember I've been sued many times, and people sue people for all kinds of shit. Right now, it's like, oh, you stole my picture, this or whatever, and people sue, and it's like, it's just to understand. The only true people that win in a lawsuit are the attorneys, because they get paid, right? Unless they're doing pro bono work, which is not the case. And I remember being sued one time, and the person wanted to settle for $10,000. The only problem is I didn't do anything wrong, right? And what did Denzel Washington say in Training Day? It's not what you know, it's what you can prove.
Mm-hmm.
And the crazy part is, this person waited, went through all this bullshit, then wanted to get money. It was some other shit. They were salty. They were on some real fucking Karen bitch shit. And I had spoke to 3 people. One, a billionaire. Another person who, super famous actor, Academy Award winner, one of the biggest fucking movie series to date. And he's like, look, dog, I was not wrong. And I just said, let's just settle out of court and I'm going to give them 200 grand. And I was like, why the fuck would you do that? He goes, because it was a headache. I don't want to go through the stress, whatever, boom. And at that point, I had the 10 bands and I had the 25. So I ended up going to court. We ended up going to a court where the jury was not a regular LA jury. We went to like a suburb area. And my attorney's like, dog, I don't like this shit. They went to jury selection, whatever. And we have actual testimonies and written statements from 3 jury members that had said the person that took over the jury, it's like some 65-year-old old bitter white lady.
Mm-hmm.
She told the entire jury, I don't want you to look at evidence. And one of the guys in there said, do you realize, let's say this guy was a fan of Hitler. Let's say this guy was gay. Let's say this guy hated the left. Let's say this guy hated the right, whatever it may be. Guess what? None of that fucking matters. What matters is the evidence and the facts. Let's look at it. And the lady goes, I'm not looking at anything. I have nothing to do. I'm retired. I will sit here and waste your guys' time for whatever. And she did. Wasted it for weeks, cost me thousands and thousands. And the thing was, it was a case that was actually hard to prove. We had all the evidence. We had everything. We shit on them. We actually caught the people perjuring themselves, lying on the stand. But because that lady who was a jury foreman that took over was like, look, I'm not dealing with this shit, whatever. Once she said it, all it took was one person to just say, you know what, fuck you. And it would have been a mistrial. But because she took over, I took an L. And at that point, I realized it. Damn, you know what? This shit cost me $425,000. I could have settled for 10 bands. And I thought about all the time I wasted and everything else just to be hard-headed. Those are things we realize. And I just want people to understand, man, know when to take an L. It could be a rap battle, it could be a job, it could be anything. You can't get time back. And as hard it is for some of you guys to make money, you can make money back. Can't get your time back.
Definitely. And we want y'all to know too, there's a difference between accepting your losses and giving up. We're not telling you when you're in the situation you want to give up. It's 2 totally different things, but you always just got to weigh every situation you're in. And if a situation has not been working out and you can let that go and move forward to get other things to recoup from that, that's what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, you know what I mean? Like,
and that's why I said a white flag don't necessarily align straight even equally with you just saying, fuck this, I'm gonna take the L and keep it pushing.
Yeah. You know, like for example, right? Like I got a condo out here and after everything that's happened to me in the last year, bro, I realized like, you know what? Now that I sit back and I do my numbers, I'm like, bro, okay, this condo here is 1.2 million. If I get a whole good year of renting it out, right? After HOA, my taxes, insurance, everything, I'm lucky if I'm even pocketing $40,000 a year. And I'm like, But if I sell this place, even at $1 million, and I bring that back to Houston, bro, I can literally buy 4 houses and rent them for $2,500 each. So I'm making $10,000 a month. After taxes, everything, there's no HOA, I might bring home $80,000, bro, at least.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it was cool to say, yeah, I got a crib in Cali or whatever, but no, I'm ready to let that go and do what I got to do. And I lost 1.8 million last year. Shoot, 80,000 a year. I'll end up making that back through something else. You know what I mean? So it's like, you got to know that, man. You got to, it's cool. But I think basically what we're really trying to say here is like, don't let that pride and ego get in the way of anything you decide to do with life. Because it's like.
And flexing for the wrong reason and spending a bunch of money to have a storefront, be like, oh, we're opening a restaurant. What else? Boom, there's a dream of mine, whatever. And I'm not saying don't follow your dreams. I just don't think people understand what it costs to operate a business and have a storefront instead of doing something else. In a restaurant, of course, but there is like one of my employees is starting there's going to be no employees. Be someone checking here and there, but he's having an automatic, robotic, like vending machine ramen place. And it's genius because you got to worry about employees or whatever else. And that's just where things are going. So like you want to get rid of your store, you're about to sell it. I want to get rid of my store and just do a showroom and do private meetings. It's just like, it's a waste of fucking money. I'm ready to chalk up the L.
Definitely.
Gronk and Brady, Pippen and Jordan, Venus and Serena, Kelsey and Mahomes. What about the perfect teammates when it comes to growing your business? That's you in Shopify. Shopify is a global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage? Shopify is there to help you grow. Whether you're auctioning autographed apparel or selling sleek skis, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, up to 36% better compared to other leading commerce platforms. And sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. What I love about Shopify is no matter how big you want to grow, Shopify gives you everything you need to take control. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US, and Shopify's the global force behind entrepreneurs in every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's extensive help resources are there to support your success every step of the way because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/baller. That's all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/baller to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. That's shopify.com/baller, all lowercase.
Speaking of L's, bro, like I want to ask you something, right? I want to ask all y'all out there, actually, you know what I'm saying, and Ben this question, because I feel like we live in a world now, like if you meet somebody, right, and you start dating them, and maybe y'all get in a relationship, whatever, or you just going on a couple of dates, and you like them, they like you, but then it ends up just not working out. And y'all decide to cut ties or whatever, do you feel like that's a L? Or do you feel it's a W, depending on the situation, or it's just neither nor?
I mean, bro, that's a broad, wide spectrum question. How much time are you talking about?
I can't even say time. Well, I guess like.
No, give it some time, because you say you're talking about
let's
a couple
say
weeks.
6 months.
6 months. Okay, 6 months. Understand, people, 6 months.
Let's not even say like commitment. It's just dating. It's one-on-one dating, but not like committed to where like, yo, we're getting serious, whatever. But it's serious enough to be one-on-one, still getting to know each other.
6 months in your 40s and your 50s
totally different.
Is equivalent to a year and a half in your 20s. Yeah. It's equivalent to 3 years in your teenage years, or if you're under 25, 3 years from age 20 to 24 is literally equivalent to like 6.5, 7 months in your 40s and 50s. Because you just cut the bullshit out. You get straight to the point. Why you want to play games? You're going to go straight into it. But now, with that said, if I've invested 6 months of my time with somebody, and then it's just kind of like we both just gracefully bow, like, oh, it just ain't working out. This ain't it.
Or basically it's situations where y'all end up just separate ways because y'all can't either see eye to eye or there are certain things that just ain't working out.
it's different because I haven't had that happen yet. Where like, I've always been like, this I ain't fucking with this. I'm walking away from it here, boom, and necessarily had beef. And then there was chicks that I dated for a little bit, maybe a year here and there, and I don't want to be friends with them. I actually ran into an ex a week or two ago, and it was crazy because I haven't seen her in like 20 years. Yeah. And she still hates my guts. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, girl, like, God damn. Like,
yeah, I got a couple of them.
I didn't fuck your mom. Like, but like, 6 months, say for instance, my girl now, we're at like 3.5 months, right? And even now, like I've invested a lot of time.
Definitely.
But we have a long distance relationship. She's here now, whatever. But like, if for any reason it didn't work out, would I look at it as like an L? You know what? Every situation is different. And that's why this question is kind of tricky. I wouldn't take it as an L because there was things that she did comfort-wise that got me through some times and things like that. Now, thank God she has been really about a person about like not giving me a headache and not bringing headaches. But then, if you're with somebody who's clingy all the time, with people who's asking money all the time and other shit, you're just like at a certain point like, yo, man, like, bro. Or if you've invested, you feel like, you have to go into a relationship thinking differently. Like, I don't, like me and you differently. We'll get into, and this is something that I want to talk about after this and we'll end the show. But like, think about like, you take a girl out to, some nice steakhouses, some really nice sushi restaurants. You go take them on a trip. You've invested time. And it's just like, then shit's just like, you be like, this person ain't what it is. Now, one, thank God, because you might have ended up marrying this person, right? And then you found out like, this really ain't it. Or maybe you weathered that storm, whatever it may be. You can kind of, I feel like I can see, right? But like a lot of people, they'll be like, man, I ain't wasting money on this and but fucking whatever. They're so scared to jump into something and be like, no, I'm taking you to Chipotle, or I'm gonna take you to Starbucks. I'm gonna take you. I don't want to take you to no nice ass restaurant.
Cheesecake.
Yeah. But they'll just be like, they don't want to take them anywhere because they're scared of wasting money and be like, oh well, shit, I wasn't gonna fuck with them for a long time anyway. That's not how I look at things.
Yep.
Right. If the relationship is based only on monetary gifts and shit like that, yeah, it could get expensive. You getting girls bracelets, you make her a chain, you do some other shit, whatever. Then eventually, like, I don't know about you. You might be like, oh, I want my shit back, whatever. But like, it's subjective, bro. Like, but at the same time, let's say you did love somebody, you started to feel like you were loving them, and then you spent a lot of time, you sit there. I just don't know if I consider it an L, right? Unless I was really out there and I'm not gonna be out there reckless, just wild and just let everything free. I kind of go out there with no agenda and just let things happen, let things be, and then you're like, all right, well. That's what dating's like. It worked out. It didn't work out, whatever. And I wouldn't say I took it as an L.
And the reason why I bring that up because, I feel like, and I've seen other people in these situations where it's like they date and it end up not working out. And then not working out, and then now they beefing or they hate each other. You know what I'm saying? Like I have one that, I was seeing this girl, and we traveled, we had fun. Like it was amazing times. Like we never argued or anything. But we both knew getting into this that this is just what it was. Our favorite saying was, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. And of course, it got to the point she wanted to be more serious. And I told her honestly, and never hid that from her, that it could never be anymore and the reasons why. And she acted like it was all cool and good. But I guess when she really realized that, like the reason when I started knowing that it was getting serious, I literally backed off and let her know I was backing off because I knew that it was going to keep getting more serious or whatever. Right. And she played like it was cool. And I told her, I'm here for you if you ever need me, things like that. And she's like, likewise. But then she just went ghost. Then, I found out, she talking bad or she's doing this or just she hates me now. And it's just like, it's crazy because it's like, we never really had no shit, and we enjoyed it together. We had some fun. Like that was a W. You learned something in that. You know what I mean? Like I learned from her. You know what I mean? And I don't look at it as nothing as what it was. It was what it was. It wasn't no L or a W.
Guys, young guys out there, you could even be in your late 30s. The biological clock thing is very real. I want you to understand something. My ex-wife had to break this down to me. After 33 years of age, if a woman gets pregnant, it's considered, after 34, it's considered a geriatric pregnancy. women who are in 36, 37, there's more chances of Down syndrome and autism and things like that. And it's true. And it is harder for a woman to have a baby after 37, 38. After 40, it's really hard. For Ashanti, I guarantee they spent shit tons of money on IVF and everything else and all kinds of stuff. And again, there's a lot of dangers going into it. That's why they say you should never announce that you're pregnant until you finish the first trimester. Mm-hmm. But what I'm getting at, guys, is if you're dating a girl who's in her early 30s, understand if you're with her for 4 years, be mindful that if you're not serious, bounce. Because you got a woman who's on a time, on a clock, you wasting her time, real shit. And it is harder. And you have to understand, now if a woman had a baby, let's say a girl had a kid at 25, had a kid at 28, and then you guys start dating, she has kids, and then after that, there is a possibility for her to have kids after 38 or 39 or even 40. But it just becomes harder. All I'm saying is, guys, is be mindful, women out there that you're dating that are in their early 30s and you let a few years slip by. Those years are very precious to them. And I'm being dead ass honest. That's all. That's just something that.
And I want to say something to the ladies, like women out there, since we're on this topic too, is that stop, thinking that you need a child to complete your relationship with a man. Instead, ask yourself every day while you're looking at this man, does this man have what it takes, or does he have the morals and principles or his actions show that he can even be a good father to your child? Because a lot of women, I feel like they're thinking like a child completes the relationship. And so you're thinking you're in a fucked up relationship, he might be better when he has a child. No, he's showing you his true colors, and vice versa for men seeing the woman. If she ain't shit, she ain't shit. She ain't gonna change when she has a child. You know what I mean? I said this to, my baby mom one time. You think a child gonna keep us together? Bro, I got 4 different baby mamas. That's proof that child ain't gonna keep us. Like it's about you and me.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is. You know what I mean? And I'm thankful that I was raised and taught to keep my children and take care of my children. But women, stop thinking that you need a child to complete the relationship. Start looking at the man and ask yourself if this man is worthy of having your child. And I think there'll be a lot less single parents and kids growing up without both parents if you start thinking like that.
Speaking of moms, guys, do not forget Mother's Day is this Sunday. Mm-hmm. Get your mom a gift.
Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
Moms and everything else.
The guys that play moms. The girls with no kids that be mothering their boyfriends. Shout out to all y'all.
Are you getting your baby mom a gift?
No, I don't. I think the gift is me raising my children and giving them the life that they got.
You think I should get Nicolette a gift?
Hell no. Her boyfriend get her Mother's Day gift though.
I hope so.
Yeah, do y'all job, boyfriends.
Hey, last thing I want to talk about, and then we're gonna wrap this up. Tipping culture. Now, I'm gonna say this. There is a lot of cheap motherfuckers out there. But at the same time, tipping has got out of control. Now, this is a not North America. This is an American, a USA thing. A lot of people on this that listen to my podcast from before we had, Behind the Baller, I had a large audience outside the USA. But in Asia, Europe, they don't have tips. They pay their people a fair wage. Mm-hmm. People over here, restaurant owners and everything else, it's kind of fucked up.
Some countries, they take tip as disrespectful, too.
They do take it. But like, look, I don't mind tipping people. At the golf course today, I want to handle my bags. I'll give them a 10, give them a 20, whatever it may be. Tipping somebody at a fucking food truck. Tipping somebody at Starbucks. Tipping somebody... Okay, hold on, man. What's your opinion if you went somewhere, took something to go, Chick-fil-A, whatever the fuck it is, and they say, we want to hit the tip thing. And it literally, the funny thing is now is if you see it, it's like 18, 20, and 25. They don't even give you a 15 or 10... And they set up that way, and you can't even touch the shit. They make it difficult. How do you feel about tipping somebody on takeout?
Well, to answer that, I think it's crazy when it comes to takeout. But the more funnier part of it all is that if you notice when they hand you the thing, they don't even say, tip and then whatever. They say, here, press a couple buttons before you get your receipt. Yeah. Like, they even know it ain't right, man. You know what I mean? I just ate at this restaurant out here in LA I forgot what it was called in downtown LA. It was like a Japanese place, bro. And me and my friend ate there, and the bill comes out, bro, and they give me the thing to do the tip, and it automatically says 22%. Yeah. And me, anybody that knows me, anybody that's ever waited on me knows me. I'm 20% all the time, at least. Even back then, 20 years ago, I'm still 20%. It's just I always calculate it to 20% of what the total is. Not even 20% before tax, none of that crap. You know what I mean? But honestly, bro, like, that's come on, man. Like, let's be real. Like, what, you know what I mean? Let's be real. To go.
Well, look, I've been a generous tipper, and my theory is if you don't got money to sit down and be served and tip at least the bare minimum fucking 15, 18%, keep your ass at home, man. People say, fuck you, tell me how to do it. No, dog, you look fucking corny.
And that's what takeout is, right? To avoid all the servicing, you just...
I'm just saying, if you're sitting on a date, like, don't you think it's like, okay, Jimmy Jr. is out, he on a date, goes to Cheesecake Factory, runs up a $120 bill, okay?
Yeah. And
let's say he's like, Dad, I'm going to leave $10. What would you say to him, bro?
If he's paying for it, that's cool. But honestly, I do 20% on 120. That's at least $25. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
like,
what I'm saying is you let them know, like, man, don't do like that. That we have a legacy, we have a name. I mean, you know.
Well, I would teach a basic 20%, you know, and I do that with him. Like, even when we go to like Benihana and, you know, the cooks cook, you know what I mean? We slide them like 20, 40 bucks. Yeah, like I have my kids do that so they can learn to do that, man. It's like people are serving you, you know what I mean? They're working and you know, that's just what it is, man. You got to give.
But I would say I could even count on two hands. And I've been to fucking 10,000. I've ate out 10,000 times. Less than 10 times, I've had absolutely fucking horrible service. Kitchen late as fuck. Wait an hour for this. Bad service, rude here and there. And I've left like, and I do it on purpose, I'll leave like 78 cents or some fucked up shit. If you get really bad service, what do you do for tip?
I'm not gonna lie, like I think there's only been one time I've ever like did some shit where I give like low ass tip. I usually just tip what I usually do just because it's like, you know what? Like, this is just crazy and I'll just never come back. You know what I mean? Like,
good for you, man.
I remember at one time I went to this place in Dallas to get a haircut. Dude said he could fade me. Bro, fucked my hair up. I stopped, dude, and I paid him and tipped him and left because it was like, bro, you lied to me, you know what I mean? And it's crazy because
at the same time, though, bro, I feel like they might not learn. Some people just are so thick in the head to be like, dang, tip me, it might be okay, you know, whatever.
So it's crazy. So that night I had to host a club. That's why I was like, oh shit, I last minute hosted, I'm gonna give, you know, fade. Dude ends up, I guess when I left, because some of the workers there knew who I was, so they told him, this dude showed up to the club that night. And I was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know, But it's like, you know what, bro? If you don't know how to fade, just say you don't know how to fade, bro. Like, because I knew right when I sat down and the dude took the clippers, right? And it's supposed to go up this way. He put it upside down, holding it like how you holding like a knife. I already knew at that moment, I'm like, unless this do some new style, like shit he got going down, but this ain't gonna be it. I was so bad.
Thank
bro.
God I don't fucking use a barber. I mean, I just literally just cut my own hair. Anyways, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 100,000. Hit the subscribe button. We're going to start doing some giveaways, guys. For this summer, I actually want to do some live podcast shows. We're out in the public, bring guests. We have guests coming on. I've been talking about it. I want to have some jewelers on here. I have some people I want to come on and bring. Hit the subscribe button. Please tell a friend to tell a friend. Is there anything you want to say before we leave?
No, you know, that's about it, bro.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right. I would like to say, I just want everyone out there to know this. Before I ever told anybody to fuck off, peace, I gave you guys a chance. I always gave someone a chance before I told them to fuck off. All right? And with that said, we out of here. We'll see you next Friday, y'all.
This lifestyle we live, man, it's cold, it's ice. We took a chance to fall down.